On the morning of my birthday, after my parents had told me about the surprise trip, I even texted my friends and told them that I wouldn't be able to hang out with them in the evening, as I had planned on doing. Even they were pretty surprised that my parents had arranged something like this for me. I guess some things are genuinely too good to be true. But I was still pissed after I stopped crying, and the more I thought about my situation, the worse I felt. So, I decided to do something that I knew would piss my parents and Alex off greatly to get back at them. Since I was home by myself, I decided to go into my dad's office and make a bunch of phone calls from my phone to all the important contacts that I found on my dad's MacBook. I invited them to a party in the evening that I had arranged for my parents' anniversary, and I wanted to surprise them. I know it was a bit of a last-minute invitation, but I told everyone that I would be really grateful if they were able to show up, and since I'm just a kid, most of his business associates agreed to attend this party that I was throwing. I did the same for my mother as well. Neither of them had password-protected devices and had made the stupid decision of leaving everything at home, so it was a piece of cake for me. Then I decided to text Alex's boyfriend on Instagram and tell him the same thing, inviting him in the evening. I also invited my own friends and had them help me set up the house to make it look like a party. Finally, around 7 in the evening, the guests I had invited started showing up, but they were really shocked to see that my parents were nowhere to be found. I kept telling them that it was a surprise for the evening, so they would find out what was going on in due course. Once all the guests had arrived and I had taken a group photo with all of them, I decided to put my plan into action and told them exactly where my parents were. I told them all about the way I had been treated and how my parents always seemed to think that whatever Alex said should be followed, and that I was basically Cinderella but had never spoken up about any of this until today. Then I explained what had happened on the day of my birthday and how my parents just abandoned me and didn't even bother to explain things to me in person, all because Alex thought it was the right thing to do. I saw that a lot of people were extremely shocked since my parents put up a really good act in front of other people, pretending to be nice and decent people, but I can tell you for a fact that good people don't do stuff like this to their own kids. Anyway, once I was done telling them all about what happened, I told them that this was exactly why I had thrown this party, so I could expose my parents and my sister. If I hadn't screwed things up for the three of them badly enough, I also decided to show everyone the list of chores that Alex had left for me. I could see that her boyfriend, who was standing in a corner of the room, had no idea that Alex had this cruel and inhuman streak in her as well. Everyone was quiet after I spoke up and shared what had happened to me. Eventually, I think people realized that there was no point in staying any longer, so some of them left without a word, and some came up to me, consoled me, and then left. The only thing I felt bad about was that I had wasted their time, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. After everyone had left, I decided to send the group photo that I had taken with everyone who had attended the party to my parents and sister, with a caption that said, "Had some guests over for my birthday party today. I think I'm going to finally get started on the list that Alex left me." It was the perfect plan. After I sent that message, they responded within seconds, telling me to fix whatever I had done right now and that they were coming back home on the next flight.